What to expect at Consensus 2023. From Solana phones to the future of U.S. crypto policy, here's what to look out for at crypto's big tent event Consensus. Crypto is down but not out. The industry that took a beating last year is set to make its first major public showing of 2023 at Consensus, CoinDesk's annual conference. Many of the biggest names in crypto, government, Web3 and more will be in Austin, Texas, this week to discuss the current state of the industry, the devastating year it just had and what the future may hold. On that score, things are looking up. If the first 4 months of the year are any indication of where the industry is heading, the rebuilding has begun. Get your tickets for Consensus 2023 in Austin, Texas here. In the U.S., regulatory uncertainty has given way to the certainty that crypto will be regulated. The European Union has provided the model, with the landmark omnibus MiCA regulations being voted into law last week. Even China, which banned crypto officially in 2019, seems to be warming to Web3. Still, there's much more building, policymaking, educating, and yes, investing to be done. While recent markets have given some reason for optimism, fraud and contagion have absolutely smashed consumer confidence in the industry. Regaining that trust will be difficult, but that is the opportunity at the feet of today's builders, regulators, and decision makers, many of whom will share their views at Consensus. Here's what to expect this week in Austin. Consensus 2023 Basics. If you're unfamiliar, Consensus is a 3-day conference in Austin. It's run by CoinDesk, and it brings together major figures in crypto, finance, Web3, regulation, entertainment, and more for 3 days. This year, it will take place April 26-28. Short of going to Austin or attending with a virtual ticket, the best way to keep up with what's happening at the conference is to follow CoinDesk. For regular daily updates on the show, you can subscribe to the official newsletter, The Node. See also, Dragonfly's Hasib Qureshi is still optimistic in the crypto winter the tradfi perspective. One of the biggest topics at Consensus will be how the traditional finance world should now regard its relationship with crypto. This past year kicked off with a series of bank runs, failures, and buyouts that seemed to echo the economic conditions that birthed Bitcoin. The London Times didn't exactly rerun the same infamous headline Satoshi inserted into Bitcoin Genesis block, Chancellor on brink of second bailout, but the finance world was more than made aware of the concept of moral hazard when U.S. regulators stepped in to rescue 3 banks and letting one fail. The failures, coupled with stubborn inflation, didn't hurt the price of Bitcoin, which soared in the wake of those events. That helped reignite the narrative that Bitcoin could one day become a legitimate hedge asset. While few corporations are buying Bitcoin like they did in 2021 as a way to diversify balance sheets, institutions are still building and adopting blockchain or distributed ledger technology. Société Générale, the august French institution, recently issued a euro-denominated stablecoin, while asset manager BlackRock is backing a major Bitcoin mining concern. With Ethereum's recent Shanghai upgrade, which finally enables anyone to stake and unstake Ether ETH at a whim, there's a growing acknowledgement that the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization could become crypto's analog to the finance world's risk-free rate of return. That reality is likely a ways off, but it is notable that ETH prices started to climb after the Shanghai hard fork, bucking analysts' predictions of a mass sell-off. Clearly, the opportunities exist for tradfi institutions to enter and make money in crypto in the short and long term. Don Harflinger, president and CEO of the Liliuokalani Trust, will speak about the $1.02 billion fund's long-term position on crypto at the Consensus conference. Meanwhile, CoinDesk senior reporter Ian Allison is scheduled to speak with Jose Fernandez da Ponte, who runs the crypto and digital currencies business unit at PayPal Pipple, arguably the fintech company that has taken the largest position on crypto developing as a tool for everyday financial use. What the bewilderers are building. In the first 3 months of 2023, venture capital investments in crypto slowed to a trickle, just $900 million compared with the many billions that flowed into crypto last year. Many crypto-native funds, however, are restocked with capital either raised or earned from the last bull market and are waiting for the right projects to invest in. After the collapse of FTX, a centralized exchange, VCs have recommitted themselves to the tenets of decentralization. In particular, a number of funds are allocating dollars into crypto infrastructure, the distributed and tamper-proof base upon which the wider crypto economy sits. This is by definition a broad category, including everything from Layer 1 blockchains to scalable systems like crypto exchange Coinbase's Coin recently launched Base Network. Likewise, projects with their own token treasuries are beginning to deploy millions of dollars in funding to pay for open-source development of their ecosystems. For example, Solana, which was hit especially hard by the downfall of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX empire, is showing the stickiness of crypto projects with committed developer communities and the funding necessary to pay them. See also, what are VCs funding? After FTX, more decentralized infrastructure, there is plenty to build. Udi Wertheimer, a prominent Bitcoiner, and Money Bali, the creator of the Stacks blockchain, will both speak about the wildfire of development activity spreading across Bitcoin, sparked by the quiet launch of Bitcoin Ordinal's aka Bitcoin NFTs. Separately, Sunny Agarwal, the founder of Cosmos' largest decentralized exchange, will discuss the interchain plumbing that needs to be built for all blockchains to be able to interact seamlessly, and competing visions for the most active multi-chain network yet, Cosmos. Spinning Web 3. NFT is a clunky initialization of an even clunkier phrase, non-fungible token. That's probably a big reason why over the past year major brands such as Reddit and Starbucks that are looking to experiment with digital collectibles did so without calling them NFTs. Those who saw this as an indictment of crypto missed the counterpoint. Crypto prices were in the doldrums, and so simply slapping Web3 or NFT on a project wasn't going to help, but those brands still had enough confidence in the concept to launch them in the first place. Crypto is likely to continue growing this way in the background. Case in point, Solana is gearing up to launch the Solana phone, targeting not the mass market but committed crypto users who want to keep their funds safe but still accessible. Futurist Kathy Hackle is giving a presentation at Consensus about our post-smartphone future, when augmented reality and artificial intelligence are ubiquitous. The market for crypto phones and wearables might still be small, but it's all a part of the wider ownership economy that is rocketing to life. There are competing visions for what exactly this will look like and how far crypto or the metaverse will penetrate everyday life, but one thing is for sure, esports is one of the fastest growing entertainment segments will increasingly adopt new ownership models. Square's game. Jason Lake will argue at Consensus. Chainlink co-founder Sergey Nazarov, likewise, will discuss the role blockchain oracles and data providers will play in an increasingly digitized world. Rules, regulations, and crackdowns. The whole industry is feeling the pressure from regulators, and those regulators aren't sitting idly by. Last week, the European Union took a leap forward by becoming the first major economic region to vote in a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto. In the U.S., it's clear the government wants to rein in the industry, though the exact form that takes is still to be determined. Policy issues will take center stage at Consensus 2023. Jeremy Allaire, chief executive and co-founder of stablecoin issuer Circle, is due to speak on stage with CoinDesk chief content officer Michael Casey about the future of the stablecoin industry, which bridges the traditional and emerging financial sectors. See also, the big issues of stablecoin issuance opinion on Friday. Consensus hosts the Policy Summit, a track of sessions that includes a chance to hear from Dr. Marwan Al-Zaraoni, a strategic advisor to Digital Dubai and the United Arab Emirates government, about the emergence of multiple crypto hubs, as well as a policy discussion featuring Kristen Smith, CEO of the Blockchain Association, who is perhaps the most active crypto lobbyist in Washington. Coming to Consensus. The name Consensus is perhaps more apt this year than any other. While universal agreement is an unattainable, if not antithetical, idea in crypto, you can't move without direction. And, by bringing together many of the biggest names and most influential people in crypto and finance, Consensus 2023 represents perhaps the greatest opportunity for clear direction for an industry that is crying out for it.